Good morning. It's 9 o'clock on this Saturday, June 29th. I'm Erica Hernandez in for Sarah Acosta, and it's going to be a very hot start to the weekend. Sarah, I know you have some weather to talk about.
Yeah, Erica, it's going to be so hot this weekend, but you know, it's nothing that we can't handle here. We have already seen in early June, we saw a heat index of 117. It's not going to be that hot, but it is going to be hot. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Erica, what was your guess for how many 100-degree days we have?
I said 5 days.
Okay, you ready for this? Drum roll, please. We have had 8. We have had 8 100-degree days.
That's close.
Yeah, that was close. Single digits still. As we take a look, though, the average for the 30 years from 1991 to 2020 is 18 per year. So we're awfully close to that average, and we still got a lot of summer left to go. But last year, we saw 75 100-degree days, our most on record for a year. Hopefully we won't be at 75, and hey, guess what? By this time last year, we had 11. So we're still behind last year, so that's some good news there. As we take a look at temperatures outside, it's 84, but look at this, it already feels like 93. 84 New Braunfels, but already feels like 97. The thing is, we've also got a southeast breeze at 15 miles per hour, so it is going to be windy and breezy today. And looking at those hourly temperatures climbing quickly. By noon, it'll be 98 for the high in San Antonio. And we'll be talking a little bit about this low pressure system that's going to move into the Gulf. Now, this is going to stay south, bringing rain to Mexico, but early tomorrow there could still be some rain out in the Rio Grande Valley, and here in San Antonio we're likely going to stay dry other than an isolated shower. So when we talk about our weekend forecast, 98 today, feeling like 107, only a 20% chance for a shower tomorrow, isolated at best, 96 for the high, still feeling like 104. Hey, neighborhood heat index values, I'm going to have a look at those, plus if you're traveling across the nation, a look ahead to that forecast too in just a few. Erica.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, new this morning, police say a man was stabbed last night at a corner store on the Southside. Police responded to the situation at Apple Valley and Ray Ellison Drive just off 410 around 9:30 last night. When they arrived, police say they found one man with multiple stab wounds. He told them that he got into an altercation with another man who then attacked him with a knife before running off. The victim was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and police are on the lookout for the suspect. San Antonio is looking to crack down on irresponsible dog owners and make it safer for neighbors to notify animal care services about dangerous dogs. The City Council's Governance Committee discussed several suggestions to change how the city tackles its loose dog problems. Garrett Berger tells us there still may be some limits on what they can do.
After a spate of high-profile dog attacks and the ever-present issue of loose dogs, San Antonio appears ready to crack down.
So this is not a nuisance issue. This is a public safety issue, and I think one that is far too urgent for us to continue to give people the benefit of the doubt.
District 7 Councilwoman Marina Alzaretti-Cavito proposed a slate of changes last month that are now moving forward. She wants higher fines for pets regularly found roaming loose, mandatory spaying or neutering of any dogs that ACS picks up, and a more anonymous way to complain about a potentially dangerous dog. Right now, a sworn statement is required for ACS to start a dangerous dog investigation.
So that way we can help protect residents when they're trying to do the right thing.
State Senator Jose Menendez tried unsuccessfully to get legislation passed in Austin that he says would have protected the information of people who file those statements. And he supports Alzaretti-Cavito's efforts.
But at the very first stages, when you're reporting something, people shouldn't fear that they're going to report someone that's already threatened them. Hey, if anybody says anything, they're going to get it. I'm going to find out who did it, that sort of thing.
The city says it's found a way within current state law to allow dangerous dog affidavits to be filed anonymously. No, it hasn't started doing that yet.
So unless someone tells us no, we think that's probably the low-hanging fruit of all three as we move forward.
And there would be a limit to that anonymity. If the dog's owner appeals, the city says the name of the person who filed the affidavit would have to be disclosed. City staff also say they don't have capacity right now to do all the extra sterilization surgeries the proposal would require.
If we were going to keep doing everything we keep doing, the answer is no.
Okay.
But I think it's about doing something better and more that we're going to have to tackle with the Public Safety Committee.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Which is where the Governance Committee unanimously agreed to send it. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Heads up, homeowner stage 3 water rules are now in effect. Those who will be impacted the most are those who use what's considered a heavy amount of water. Here's how it breaks down. Beginning after July 6, once residential customers' water usage goes past or over 20,000 gallons in a billing cycle, they will be charged an extra $10.37 for every extra 1,000 gallons of water they use. Commercial customers who are considered heavy users will also be hit with a surcharge. Those surcharges will appear on the bills and take the place of citations that used to be handed out. Additionally, residential and commercial customers who use an irrigation system must now water between 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. in the mornings and between 9 p.m. until midnight. And you can still water anytime on any day. If you're using a handheld hose to read and go over the new watering rules, just head to KSAT.com. Neighbors have complained of fires, smoke, and dust from salvage yards around their homes. For months, we've reported on concerns about 2 city codes related to metal recyclers. Community members have raised concerns about enforcement and compliance, saying when this doesn't happen, San Antonio's safety is at risk. Well, these codes are expected to see changes soon. This past week, the Planning and Community Development Committee approved the creation of a new task force to tackle the issue. Community representatives, industry experts, neighborhood associations, and city staff will be part of that task force. They will present their recommendations to the city early next year. Now to a scam alert from San Antonio Police Department. They say scammers are pretending to be law enforcement officers. In many cases, the scammers are calling from a number that closely resembles a city phone number and say they are law enforcement officers. They tell the person who answers they are being investigated and need to pay them in order to clear themselves. SAPD will never call asking for money. And if you think you are a victim of the scam that's going around, you can call SAPD's non-emergency number. This morning, a Florida boater is recovering in the hospital after a shark latched onto his arm during a fishing trip. Thankfully, the bite wasn't life-threatening. Sheriff's deputies were quickly able to provide first aid and get the boater to the hospital. Friday's incident marked the 4th person attacked in Florida just this month alone, and it comes as other states have reported sightings and dangerous encounters, some fatal. Meanwhile, the New York Times editorial board is calling on President Joe Biden to drop out of the race for the White House after his performance in Thursday's presidential debate. On Friday, the board criticized the president's struggles to lay out a plan, countered Trump's rhetoric, and for stumbling over his words at times. However, the board said it would still support if the choice remains between him and Trump. During a campaign rally in North Carolina on Friday, President Biden insisted he will not drop out of the 2024 race. Time now is 9:07. It is now 84 degrees outside. Let's take a look now at live cam, and it is warming up outside. I'll just say it's been warming up slowly throughout the morning. Here's a look right now. They're out there at the city. Now here's a look at the Northeast Senior Center. They're holding Project Cool Fan. It's an event going on today to provide folks with the tools and knowledge they need to stay cool this summer. This event will be going on from 9:30 to 12:30, so you have time to get out there. So you've got plenty of time. Check it out. Go get there. If you need a fan, that's the place to go. We'll be right back. It is going to be a hot one. Already warming up since we started earlier. It keeps ticking up.
It already feels like it's in the 90s, Erica, and the day has just started. But this is the time to get out because in the afternoon is when it's really going to be hot, as is typical. 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Heat advisory in place around San Antonio. And you'll notice that there's even an excessive heat warning further to the north, nearer to Waco, Dallas, Oklahoma City, Texarkana, Little Rock. Those areas are going to be dealing with some of the highest heat index values they have so far this summer. It's going to feel like 110 in Dallas, 109 in Shreveport. Here in San Antonio, we're going to peak with a heat index of 107. So no joke heat index. It's just that earlier in the year, we had even hotter heat index values. In early June, we had a peak heat index of 117. So we are used to this heat. Clouds and radar showing nothing happening over Texas. Absolutely nothing. And that's because we've got a heat high in place, a heat dome, keeping sinking air and keeping any rain from developing, showers from forming. And so what we're left with here is just this heat dome. Now, this heat dome is exactly what it sounds like. It's a dome of high pressure, kind of like a magnifying glass. Were you ever a kid using a magnifying glass and frying ants? Yeah, we're frying right now because of this heat dome. And looking at our daytime highs over the next several days, we're going to be close to 100 degrees in San Antonio, 5 degrees above average, but it's the heat index that's really going to get you. Humidity staying high. 84 already feels like 93. We do have a breeze from the southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. We've seen a few gusts of up to 25 miles per hour, so it is going to be a breezy day. By noon, it'll be 90 degrees and feeling like 103 by 1 p.m., feeling like 107 in the afternoon, southeast winds at 15 miles per hour, still 91 by 8 o'clock. Take a look out to the west, Del Rio and Eagle Pass. You know, usually out west it is fairly dry, a bit of a dry heat, but it's going to stay humid out west. So Del Rio, Eagle Pass, you're going to feel like 110 degrees today. Rest of us anywhere from 105 to 110. Now there's also some Saharan dust out there. Saharan dust greets us every year. It's part of, it's called the Saharan air layer. It makes its way all the way from the Saharan desert. It's not all bad. It actually also helps with fertilization of soils across parts of South America and Central America. But when it comes to here in San Antonio this weekend, we're just going to have a little bit of dust. So a bit of haze in the sky. It isn't until on Monday that we could see slightly higher concentrations of that Saharan dust that would affect those with severe allergies. The rest of us, you'll just notice those colorful sunsets and hazy skies and maybe a small dip in the air quality. Otherwise, in the pollen count, molds are higher than they were yesterday, so that's not great news. Pigweed is low at 10. Looking at your 7-day forecast, 96 for the high tomorrow, a small chance for an isolated shower. That's all because of some moisture that's currently out in the Caribbean. We'll talk a little bit about that very small, minuscule chance for rain tomorrow. Otherwise, it is going to still be hot, 96. And then in the week ahead, for 4th of July, close to 100, no rain chances. There's lots of parades going on. Hopefully, those parades are earlier in the day.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Yeah, the afternoon temperatures are going to be pretty toasty.
What are your plans for 4th of July?
I'll be working.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Happy 4th of July.
Thank you.
We'll be here with you. It's now 9:15. It's 84 degrees. Broken promises and a search for answers. Our Investigates team looks into the case of Good News Burgers and its elusive owner, Robert Walker. It's hard running a small mom and pop restaurant, so when one local restaurant owner asked for help from the community revamping his business, many San Antonians did just that. What followed was silence, lost investments, and above all, questions about Robert Walker. Dylan Collier with our KSAT Investigates team looked into Walker and his business, Good News Burgers.
It's a very nice environment, nice person. We knew him for over 12 years.
When Robert Walker approached them in 2022 with an opportunity to invest in his restaurant company, Christine and Jason Douglas saw it as a chance to help the owner of one of their neighborhood hangouts while supplementing their earnings as traveling nurses.
He asked us for assistance in helping change the name of his business from Papa's Burgers to Good News Burgers. And in return, he would sell us 5%.
This promissory note, signed by Walker that September, called for the family to invest $25,000 in all. A portion was contributed by the couple's son-in-law, who had recently finished a deployment in Iraq. Walker, according to records, received the funds through money orders. But nearly 21 months later, the Douglas family has yet to recoup any of their investment, and Walker has stopped returning their messages.
It's infuriating. I mean, it's bad because I mean, he shook my hand, and that meant a lot. I mean, but before, but now it doesn't really mean nothing right now.
While Walker told the Douglases he was expanding his business at multiple locations, public records show he was already nearly 2 years behind in rent payments at one of those spots by the time they bought in. KSAT Investigates found starting in February of last year, Walker and his company were sued 4 times in just over 10 months. 3 of the suits brought by property owners that had leased him space and claimed they were owed rent. The 4th by a company that had provided him restaurant supplies. As of this month, according to Bexar County court records, Walker owes default judgments in 2 of the cases totaling more than $90,000. The other 2 suits are pending.
This actually is a whole new idea.
Walker, seen during an appearance on Texas Eats in 2021, has been difficult to track down. He did not respond to a message from KSAT left at his last known address. Earlier this year, attorneys for one of the property owners sought and were granted permission from the court to serve Walker through his LinkedIn profile after Walker evaded multiple previous attempts to serve him in person. After KSAT stopped by Good News Burger's last remaining location on Southwest 36th Street, a woman working behind the counter identified herself as the new owner.
I'll forward this, but he doesn't own the business.
So he's out of the restaurant business?
Terry Flores said she worked as a restaurant manager under Walker, but was unaware of his legal entanglements. Flores provided KSAT records showing she took over the business from him late last year. For the Douglases, the ordeal has been a tough lesson on being careful who you trust.
To ghost us and not even make an attempt, that's disheartening. We went in with no representation, and we don't have knowledge of business and how it works. And that was a big mistake on our part.
For KSAT Investigates, I'm Dylan Collier.
It is now 84 degrees and it's 9:22. Well, a pair of video game legends are starring in some new family-friendly Nintendo Switch games. Coming up, we'll show you what you can expect in Luigi's Mansion and more. Two legends of the video game world are coming back to the Nintendo Switch soon. Rick Damangella has the latest on the game.
There's something strange in Luigi's neighborhood after friendly ghosts turn not so friendly in Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. The positively petrified of poltergeists plumber must explore a neighborhood of haunted mansions during his spooky adventures. The game is out now for Nintendo Switch.
Long ago, a mythical fruit was lost to time, hidden away to keep it safe. That relic is the legendary banana.
I and his fellow simians in spheres are back in Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble. Sega's latest Monkey Ball adventure pits players in competitive online or local multiplayer modes, along with co-op and a story-focused adventure mode. Leveling up in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damangella.
My daughter's going to want those games, I know it. It's now 9:26. It's 85 degrees, just went up again. 2 former Uvalde law enforcement officials have been indicted for their actions during the Robb Elementary mass shooting, the charges they're facing, and how the community is responding in your next half hour. Good morning and thanks for joining us. It's 9:30 on this Saturday. It is already warming up out there. It's going to be a hot one, so let's check with Sarah to just how hot it's going to be.
Well, it'll feel like 107 this afternoon, Erica. So very, very hot this afternoon. In the pollen count, we do have molds, which are higher than they have been since yesterday, and pigweed is low. Outside right now, all we got are those puffy cumulus clouds. However, look on the horizon. Can you see what I'm seeing? A little bit of haze out there. That's from some Saharan dust, mainly just going to take the form of haze on the horizon. It's not going to be thick enough to cause any major issues this weekend. 84 right now, but it already feels like 93. It's south-southeast winds at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. We've seen a few gusts of up to 25, so it will be a breezy day, but a warm one. 80 in Kerrville, 84 in Pleasanton. Good morning, Del Rio. It's 84 degrees, 90 in Freer, and 86 in Laredo. It is going to be a pool day. No two ways about it. We'll have mostly sunny skies, temps in the 90s, a bit of a breeze. And again, the heat index is going to be the big thing, feeling like 107, but the UV index is still going to be extreme. A lot of sunshine out there, so make sure you use sunscreen. Heat index all weekend long, 105 to 110, near 100 for 4th of July, so we'll pretty much copy and paste the forecast. But I do have a tropics update. Last night, Tropical Storm Beryl formed in the Atlantic. I'll have an update on the tropics, but first, RJ Marquez has an update on some construction at 1604 and I-10.
Well, unfortunately, we are set for another round of closures on the far northwest side, that being the Loop 1604 expansion project. And earlier this week, remember, TxDOT kind of laid out the plans for the rest of this summer. That included 3 weekends where we were going to see no closures. Unfortunately, that will not be the case this weekend, as we have some pretty significant closures to let you know about right now. So let's get to the key points here. Basically, 1604 eastbound, that will be closed all the way from La Cantera Parkway over to Lock Hill Selma. 1604 west, that will stay open throughout the duration of this closure here, but unfortunately this weekend we have both directions of I-10 that will be shut down. I-10 east and westbound right there at the interchange, that will be closed starting late Friday night, 9 o'clock going through 5 a.m. on Monday. And of course, they have actually been clearing some of this construction out a little bit earlier, so hopefully that will be the case. We have some drone video to show you right now. This is fresh drone video just to show you the progress that we're seeing out there at the Loop 1604 North Expansion project. You see that one flyover there that's going from 1604 out there to I-10 west for all of our folks that are going to be going up to the Bernie area. But again, I-10, both directions will be shut down this weekend. 1604 eastbound, that will also be closed. So we do have a pretty significant closure here. If we come back out to our maps real quick, and again, we have all these details on KSAT.com, and you can find the full schedule there that TxDOT is laying out for the summer on our website as well. Have a good one and stay safe, everyone.
2 former law enforcement officers have been charged for their handling of the Robb Elementary School shooting in 2022. Former Uvalde School District Police Chief Pete Arredondo and former school district officer Adrian Gonzalez were both indicted by a grand jury this week. Gonzalez turned himself in yesterday afternoon. He's facing 29 counts of child abandonment and endangerment. That number reflects the 19 students who died in the shooting, along with the 10 who survived. He has since been released from jail on a $10,000 bond. Now, following the indictment, Arredondo turned himself in on Thursday. He's facing 10 counts of the same charge, child abandonment and endangerment. The number reflects the survivors of the shooting at Robb Elementary. He also bonded out of jail on $10,000. Now, some family members of the shooting victims are waiting and hoping more indictments will come. Brett Cross, guardian to Uzziah Garcia, had this to say.
It's a good start. It's a good step. And I hope that that's all that this is that they're going to continue moving forward with others, because if you're going to put all of the 376 officers were there for 77 minutes and you're just going to put the blame on solely 2, then that's not enough.
Now, this is a story we'll continue to follow. You could stay with us online at KSAT.com. For the first time in 2 decades, Bexar County will have a new elections administrator. Jackie Callanan's resignation was accepted unanimously by the county elections commissioners yesterday. Now, the Bexar County Elections Commission held a public meeting Friday where at least 10 people spoke during public comment, many criticizing Callanan's administration's communication and voter turnout numbers. Callanan's job isn't finished just yet, with the November presidential election coming up.
To start what we finished, I'm very, very proud of what we've had. And this year is going to be contentious. It would be a blessing to be able to complete this and give the citizens of Bexar County a clean election.
Now, according to Bexar County Judge Peter Sakai, Callanan will carry out her duties until January 1st, 2025, but he says the county will start a nationwide search for a suitable replacement soon. Topping headlines this morning, Hollywood and the nation are saying goodbye to Martin Mull. The legendary comic actor passed away this week at the age of 80. Here's a look at some of his iconic performances that made us laugh out loud through the years.
Checking.
He made us laugh.
2 corpses, everything's fine.
And laugh.
Mr. Kraft, why is the bus so late?
Hire the bus. Told my mother to remind me.
And laugh some more.
What do you recommend? Tennis shoes. Excuse me? Put them on and run away.
Comedian and actor Martin Mull appeared in nearly 40 films and more than 50 shows. From the boss of the titular character, Roseanne.
Well, you're a rather large man, Dan. And if we discuss your wife, I can either, say nice things, or I can be honest and get my arms torn off.
To the Private Eye in Arrested Development.
I've got some bad news. I'm Gene Parmesan.
And the vice principal of Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Mr. Kraft, are you all right?
We need tunes.
But perhaps most known for his role as Colonel Mustard in the murder mystery Clue.
I can't take any more scares.
He started his career in the 70s, starring as the satirical talk show host Barth Gimble in Fernwood Tonight.
Thank you very much.
And in 2016, he was nominated for an Emmy for his guest role in Veep.
Bob? Bob? Are you all right? Can you hear me?
Is there someone in here?
What?
What is this?
Bob?
His daughter Maggie posting a tribute on Instagram. He was known for excelling at every creative discipline imaginable. I loved him tremendously. Martin Mull was 80 years old.
Happening today, Boeing is holding a hiring event for mechanics at the Boeing Center at Techport, and it's running from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The aerospace company is looking for mechanics to support a number of programs. You can apply for any of the open roles before you go. We have a link to do that on KSAT.com. And the Bigger Than Texas Pride Festival and Parade will be happening today. The festival gets started at 11 a.m. and runs until 7. Then starting at 9 p.m., the parade will head down North Main and West Dewey, ending off at West Maple Street, just past Crockett Park. Tickets for the festival are $12 a person, but the parade completely free to watch. You can find out more about the festival and parade, as well as some other end of June Pride festivities by going to KSAT.com. We're getting closer and closer to the 4th of July, and the parties are only getting started. 2 of them are kicking off this afternoon in Kirby and Seguin. Fireworks in the Park is happening at Friendship Park, that's off Benz Engelman Road. There's going to be live music courtesy of the Cody Parker Band, and a carnival over in Seguin. They're kicking off their Freedom Fiesta tonight at 6 in Central Park downtown. There will be live music, food, and plenty of fun. For a full list of Independence Day festivities, head over to KSAT.com. Time now is 9:38 and it is 85 degrees. Now here's a clue. You only got this weekend to catch a showing of Clue. The play over at the Majestic will take an inside look at what you can expect next. Taking a live look at live cam. Like Sarah said, there's a little haze out there from the Sahara dust, and it's going to be a hot one. So now let's take a look if you're going to deal with the heat at the Northeast Senior Center, where they're holding Project Cool Fan. It's an event going on today to provide folks with the tools and knowledge they need to stay cool this summer. This event will be going on from 9:30 to 12:30, so it's already underway there today. So you've got plenty of time to check it out this afternoon, this morning. Again, that ends at 12:30. We'll have more information on that at KSAT.com. We'll be right back. If you enjoy theater, mysteries, and board games, and boy, do we have something for you. A show including all 3 is currently playing at the Majestic Theater, but you're running out of time to go see it. I went backstage at the theater to show you what you can expect in Clue, the play. If you're looking for a fun murder mystery play, the national tour of Clue is coming to the Majestic Theater. We spoke to one of the actors who talked to us about the comedy that's based on the famous board game and the 80s classic movie.
Wadsworth is the butler.
And he sort of has to sort of bring all of these disparate characters together for an evening under the guise of sort of getting to the root of what they all have in common and why they're all being blackmailed, essentially. And through the course of it, it gives loving nod to, Agatha Christie novels where people start popping up, things start happening, and then it turns into a whole nother agenda. In the movie, there's several different endings, and in the stage adaptation, there's a really clever way that kind of works on stage to sort of give a loving nod to that as well. One of the greatest things about doing this particular tour is just seeing how much joy it brings people and how wonderful it is for people just to laugh. It's nice I think we're in a time where people need to laugh a lot more than we are.
For showtimes and ticket information, just go to KSAT.com. Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News. I love Broadway shows. This is so much fun when you get to go see them.
It's a way to stay cool, too.
Yeah, it's better to be in there watching than being outside, especially today and this weekend and the week coming up.
Yeah, what do you guys do to stay cool, Erica, you and your family?
We like to jump in the pool.
Your kids love the pool?
They love the pool. They're little fishes. But we also got to be careful because we don't want to keep them out there for too long.
Makes sense.
But we, splash pads or, indoor museums right now, too. We like to go check up the Dooseum at this time of the year.
One good thing about it always being hot in the summer in San Antonio is that there's plenty of options because it's hot in San Antonio in the summer. The heat index this weekend going to be anywhere from 105 to 110. 4th of July, and I want to start though with a look at the tropics. There's an area of low pressure that's moving onshore of the Yucatan Peninsula right now, and this is going to be keeping moisture well south of San Antonio. So rainfall from this system is mainly going to be for areas in Mexico, and some of the areas, especially in central and north central Mexico, need this rainfall. So that is good news for them. If you're traveling down to the Rio Grande Valley this weekend, maybe to get a head start on your 4th of July, know that there could be some rain for the Rio Grande Valley, South Padre Island tomorrow. Now here in San Antonio, we're going to stay relatively dry. There is just going to be a little bit more cloud cover and a very small chance that one of those sea breeze showers could make it to us. We'll call it a 20% chance. But again, most of the rain is going to be through parts of central Mexico. So only a 20% chance tomorrow for an isolated shower. That is it for our rain chances over the next 7 days. It is going to be a pretty hot and dry week with some humidity. All right, let's take a look at the satellite picture because I do want to show you that out in the Atlantic, there it is. This is Tropical Storm Beryl. It formed and strengthened overnight. It is currently a tropical storm with wind speeds of 60 miles per hour, but it is expected to strengthen into a hurricane in the coming hours, even becoming a Category 2 hurricane at some point before impacting areas in the Caribbean by Thursday of next week, so 4th of July. Now, beyond Thursday of next week, it is going to be very difficult right now to know exactly where Beryl is going to head, if it's going to fall apart or weaken, or if it's going to head into the Gulf of Mexico and strengthen. So we do not know yet if it will be making landfall, and we do not know yet if that landfall will be coastal United States or in Mexico, but we will keep you posted. Tropical Storm Beryl is the second named storm for Atlantic hurricane season. Take a look outside right now. You can see that haze on the horizon. We do have some of that Saharan dust in the air that is just really going to make for a haze. The plume is not going to be dense enough to cause many issues out there with allergies, but it's 84 in San Antonio, 86 in New Braunfels, 84 in Del Rio. Very humid, humidity at 70%. And we are dealing with a wind from the southeast, kind of breezy today, a few gusts of up to 20 miles per hour. Still cloudy out near Del Rio, but it won't be for too long. Otherwise, we've got some puffy cumulus clouds out here in San Antonio. By noon, it'll be 90, feeling like 100. By 2, 94, feeling like 105, and then 98 for the high temperature this afternoon, feeling like 107, and even by 8, it's still going to be in the 90s. All right, looking at those high temperatures, 98 in San Antonio, 98 New Braunfels, 104 in Del Rio, 101 in Gatula, 96 in Gonzales, but the heat index, take a look at your neighborhood. That's how hot it is going to be during the peak heat of the day. Feeling like 107 in San Antonio, but 109 in New Braunfels and Seguin, and like 109 in Floresville too. All right, looking at that 7-day forecast, we will have a small 20% chance for an isolated shower tomorrow. Otherwise still hot. And then in the week ahead, close to 100 degrees, including on the 4th of July, when we won't have any rain to interrupt the barbecues. But at this point, any rain is welcome in San Antonio.
Every time I see those little pop-ups, I'm like, please make it to my house. Please make it to my house.
A little bit of relief.
A little bit of relief, but we're okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna get through it.
In fact, I'm going to go out and water Sarah Costa's
yeah, don't forget
the vegetable garden out
she'll
there.
She'll come and get you, but you don't have to get her water your plant. Its time now is 9:49. It is 85 degrees out there. So to come after being helped by a complete stranger after a bad car accident, a local man is on a mission to find this good Samaritan and thank her personally. Taking a look around at San Antonio this morning. This is at 410 and Starcrest. I know there's some closures also out in the I-10 1604. RJ has an update on our website right now on those closures and what you need to know before you head out.
And let's take a look at your lotto. Your pick 3 is 904, Fireball 5, Daily 4, 0, 5, 8, 7, Fireball 9.
And then your cash buy 3, 13, 15, 24, and 26. And then let's get to those mega million numbers 28, 31, 33, 42, 66. And your mega ball is 24. The mega plier is 3. A local man says he has 2 words for a mysterious woman who stopped at the scene of a crash a few weeks ago. Those words, thank you. But he hasn't had a chance yet to say them in person. As Katrina Weber shows us, he is going to great lengths now to track down a woman who helped him and his daughters through the worst of times.
I was coming down this way, just past the light. As soon as they came right here, this car pulled out this way.
Nearly 2 weeks after it happened, Jacob Lopez is still haunted by thoughts of the crash the night before Father's Day that left him and his 2 daughters hurting. A neighbor's surveillance cameras captured the images at the corner of Quintana Road and Fay Avenue. Lopez's truck colliding with a car that pulled out in front of him. His daughters banged up and bruised.
She was full of blood from her top to her body, like covered in blood. Then my daughter, my youngest one, was just in shock.
Lopez spent all day holding his 9-year-old's hand in the hospital. She suffered a broken nose.
I just got a burn. It was from the airbag.
Their physical and emotional scars are still healing.
It was one of the scariest nights of my life.
In fact, when Lopez talked about it on TikTok recently, he had to fight back tears. But he was on a social media mission.
Have her DM me, get a hold of me. It's not that hard.
Out to find a mysterious woman who came to their aid after the crash.
She had very short blonde hair, blue shirt, and she was just like, making sure my girls were safe.
Lopez says the woman who helped them was almost like an angel, here one minute and gone the next. But he says his family still feels the comfort that she brought them. Now, all he wants is to return the kindness, to thank her personally.
Because she didn't have to stop. She didn't have to come and do what she did.
He and his family are grateful that she did. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Oh, I hope he gets to find her. Well, the time now is 9:55. It is 86 degrees. Coming up, we'll have a first look at Eat It or Leave It. That's coming up on San Antonio. We'll be right back.